Good, Chris. Just heading to L.A. to watch the game tomorrow, baby.
There you go. He's a big Ram fan, and where you have it. You feel confident? Are you driving? How you getting there? We lost him. Mike, you there?
My buddies are all going to... Yeah, can you hear me, Chris?
I can. You driving? How you getting
sorry.
there? Driving.
I'm driving down about an hour out right now, 75 degrees. We're all starting the tailgating tonight, and it's going to be nice.
Look,
Ryan.
what's the attendance at this? What's the attendance at this game going to be? Michael, hello? Oh, there's another boy. I tell you,
Can you hear me, dog?
I hear you good. What's the attendance going to be here on Saturday night?
I'm hoping 85,000. My buddy seems to think it'll only get to about 75, but I'd like to see 85 in there.
I would too. Are you confident?
I'm real confident. I love Aaron Donald. Matt Ryan does not do good with pressure up the middle. And Matt Ryan, I don't trust in a big game. Don't know a lot about McVay yet in a big game, but I sure as hell like him.
I don't disagree. It's a very good point. Ryan would bother me a little bit in this game, too. I think Ryan's a little overrated. I know he won the MVP last year, but I think he's a little overrated. And he doesn't move that great. I could definitely see some sacks with him tomorrow, and that would be a problem. That's a good... What else? Are you concerned about your quarterback in his first playoff game?
Chris, I know it's probably a little bit of bias, but I'm telling you, all of our strengths, I feel like, are Atlanta's weaknesses. Their offensive line is suspect. Our defensive line is one of the best in football. I don't like our special teams this week. I love our punter, but that Sam Ficken, he's not real good, to be quite honest with you, Chris. He's a really bad kicker. I've watched him, read some reports on him. It's hard to replace their line, but that's the one weakness for sure. And, of course, Jones, no one can guard one-on-one, but Ryan tends to lock in on him, and I think he's going to throw a couple picks.
Now, listen, I think the Zerline thing would bother me a little bit, too. You got a kicker there who's a little spotty. They'll probably be a little more aggressive in the red zone to avoid the field goal. I'm not saying they're going to be crazy about it. I think they'll give the kid a chance to make one early in the game. But if it's 4th and 4 at the 35-yard line where they would kick the 52-yarder with Zerline, maybe they go out there and they try to get the first down tomorrow. We'll have to wait and see. Here's Barry in West Virginia, and he's Mad Dog Unleashed. Barry, good afternoon. Your turn. How are you today, pal?
Hey, good. And I tell you what, I called about the Patriots, but I think if the Rams win, look out. They've got a good, solid team. I just think it's kind of funny that people kind of think like Belichick, they tell their story, it's like Belichick is tireless. You know, this was his final decision, I'm sure. If Brady went to Kraft and Kraft goes to Belichick, Belichick could have stood his ground if he wanted to.
I'm not sure if he could have. I'm not sure if he could have there, Barry. Kraft and Brady, Kraft's the owner of the team. And Brady is, an all-time great. So is Belichick. I get it. And they're sort of tied at the hip. But if the owner tells you, Bill, he's going to stay a Patriot, we got to get Garoppolo out of here, Belichick has to do that. Now, who knows? We weren't there to hear it, see it. We can conjecture what we want. But in this case, if Belichick has got a boss, the boss is Kraft. He is the boss. Right. I know that Kraft doesn't walk around with his chest puffed out. He lets his guys do his thing. But if Kraft quietly said to Bill, let's look to see if we can move Garoppolo to a little bit more of a friendly environment, Bill would have to do that. He may not like it, but he would have to do that. So, it depends on whether you believe he did that he did that or not. I think that has, and if he did do that, you could see Belichick having some resentment towards Brady, especially when you consider the idea that Garoppolo played great in the last 4 or 5 games. He made a quick decision. He sort of texted Shanahan based on what you read today. Shanahan texted back. They made the trade, and away we went. And they did it in the middle of the year. I mean, it was a little hasty. Let's be honest. It was a little hasty. John in Ohio, Mad Dog Unleashed. Johnny, good afternoon. Your turn. How are you today?
Hey, dog. How's it going, brother? Got 3 things for you. First thing is I've been snowed in with Belichick all day. I actually ended up watching that Battle of the Sexes. Emma Stone did a great job.
Yeah, she did a good job as Billie Jean King, 100%. Go ahead.
Okay, second thing, I was going to say with Belichick, if he does leave or whatever, how would you compare that? Obviously, remember when Jimmy Johnson left the Cowboys, can he be successful? Because obviously, Jimmy wasn't very successful. I think they went to the playoffs 2 times.
But he went to Marino. He had an aging quarterback there. Yeah. Marino and him never quite hit it off. That was a tricky spot when he went to Miami. Yeah. I don't, I'm not. If Belichick ever went somewhere else, New York would be the place. I think Belichick would be okay. I think he'd be successful.
And last thing, the game that's kind of going under the radar that I really want to watch is Carolina and New Orleans. And the two reasons is New Orleans has got that great new running back there. Obviously, Drew Brees has won a Super Bowl. He's an MVP. And then also Cam Newton's been to the Super Bowl and is MVP, and they got the running back from Stanford. I think that game there is going to be great because you're talking about a division rivalry. And you know what? That's kind of crazy that the NFC South, they got 3 teams into the playoffs. So it's going to be interesting.
Listen, third time through, we'll have to wait and see, John. I mean, I don't love the game as much as you do, as I do think the Saints will win. Rick in Charlotte. Rick, good afternoon. How are you today? What do you have for me?
Mad Dog. Great to talk to you, buddy.
Good to have you aboard, Rick. How you doing? What's going on now? Let me hear.
Buddy, I am loosing the goose and flying high. You tell me, pal, how the Panthers are not going to win the bowl this year.
Well, I mean, win the bowl. How about getting by the first game, Rick? Win the bowl. Jeez, here's Vin in Jersey. Vin, your turn quickly. Go ahead, pal. What do you have? Vin, are you there? Okay, that is. Let's go through this from a producer standpoint. Can we make sure
Do
that
it
the
quick.
man?
You got 20 seconds.
No more calls. I don't have the names up there anyway. Could we be in a situation where maybe we can screen them to make sure they're on top of it? We come back with Brent. Don't go away.